we need to talk about Luka Doncic. Luka Doncic just has a historic season, but nobody's talking about it. Luka Doncic should be in the upper echelons of the MVP conversation, but nobody is talking about it. Luka Doncic is averaging 35 points, basically, 10 assists, basically, and 9 rebounds, basically. This is unprecedented stat lines. This is a stat line that's never been achieved in basketball. This is a stat line we've never seen before. The only players to come close would have been like MJ and Russell Westbrook in his MVP season. And seemingly, like I saw in loads of rankings, the NBA leaderboard didn't have Luka Doncic in top 3 MVP. How does that make sense? Luka Doncic has put up a 73-point game this season. One of the greatest performances I've ever seen. You know them ones when a player just turns on inside and you can't stop them? He just went Super Saiyan on them and was absolutely remarkable. One of the greatest performances I've ever witnessed in my life. And I think people often say Luka hasn't been winning. You know, they're not one of the top seeds in the NBA, so we can't be in the MVP conversation. Well, his team, first and foremost, has been riddled with injuries constantly. Kyrie Irving suffering a lot this season. Dereck Lively II suffering a lot this season. These are two main pieces, main cornerstones that Luka would have needed to win more games in his team. And obviously, Luka suffered a lot from injury this season, and he still managed to play quite a few games. It's been in and out of the rotation, you know, with him and Kyrie through injuries. So it's been difficult to see them both blossom and make the team play better. Because when they both play together, offensively, you cannot stop the Dallas Mavericks. And they've struggled, obviously, with Dereck Lively II being a player that they need for their pick and roll game. 2 guards, obviously, 2 ball dominant guards would need that to win more games. But now they've traded for Daniel Gafford and they traded for PJ Washington. I think the Dallas Mavericks have an incredibly high ceiling. Both 2 young front court players. Daniel Gafford, a great lob threat. Fantastic. I'm a DC fan. I'm a Wizard fan. You can see my John Wall jersey behind. Check out my John Wall video up there. But Daniel Gafford, I've seen his lob threat constantly. I've seen him be a blocking, substantial colossus. You know, they called him the landlord in DC because when he comes for his rent, he's collecting money. And obviously PJ Washington being a great offensive threat. You know, he can score in the mid-range, he can lay it up, he can score a couple jump shots here and there, he can obviously jam the ball down. And he was held back in Charlotte, really and truly. You know, he wasn't the first front court player to play with LaMelo. LaMelo would prefer to play with Miles Bridges, really and truly. So now he can blossom truly in Dallas because, you know, they're going to need off-ball players a lot. And he is a really good off-ball player. We need to talk about Luka Doncic putting up constant, fantastic games. I saw one game, he scored like 48, I think, got like 13 rebounds. And nobody spoke about it, like, at all. Like, what? This is one of the great performances in NBA history. If we're talking really and truly, these performances shouldn't be normal. It's not normal. And you know what, when we talk about it, Luka Doncic, his career is not normal right now. Dominated in Europe, you know, I think he was the youngest ever EuroLeague MVP. Came here, first season showed great offensive flashes, but we didn't really see it, you know, limited minutes and such. Second year All-Star, All-NBA first team. Third year All-Star, All-NBA first team. Fourth year All-Star, All-NBA first team. 5th year now, I think it's his 5th year. All-Star, he will be All-NBA first team. It's abhorrent, it's absurd what Luka is doing. He's making a mockery of the NBA. But nobody is talking about it. MVP conversations, Nikola Jokic, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and put Luka there. I'll see you, man, in a bit. Boom.